In this presentation, we will enter personal cash outflows from our bank statement into our QuickBooks file for our second month of operations, the month of February. Here we are. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. On the home page, we currently have the open windows open. We can open the open windows by going to the view drop-down and selecting the open windows list. We're now going to go into our check register by selecting the banking drop-down, the use register. We're going to be using the check register. And we're going to be entering data from our bank statement for the second month of operations, the month of February. We've already entered the January bank statement and we've entered the deposits for February. Now working over here on the outflows, we're going to assume these are all electronic transfers. If they were checks, then of course we would have the check number as well. We've already entered January, so this second month should be easier to enter because many of these will be much the same. That's what we want to kind of demonstrate in the second month. It should be a faster process once we've set up the vendors from the first month. So first we have the Outback Steakhouse. We have a very similar month here, and again, the ordering might not be as similar in practice, but typically we're going to have similar type of activities even on the personal side of things from month to month. So we're going to say this happened on 02/05/20, and this will be for, I'm going to say E for an electronic transfer, and this will be Outback. So Outback Steakhouse, I'm just going to type that in there. We could select the drop down and find it, but we know we've been there before last month, and therefore it should be in there again this month. When we select tab, it gives us the name down here for us, or the account. We just need to type in the amount now, 130. Note that the amount isn't going to populate. If we want the amount to populate from the last time we have entered, we could change the preferences by going to Edit up top, Preferences at the bottom, and then go into General, My Preferences. And if you change these two to automatically recall last transaction, then it'll give you the amount too. But we're leaving the default here, which is nice because it'll recall the account we used for it, but not give the amount, which could cause us to enter a duplicate amount or the wrong amount. So I'm going to close this back out. We're leaving it at the default, and the nice thing here is it's populated for us to our restaurant account. Once we figure out which accounts we want to group, and thereby, to do that, giving more information or thought in the first month, then in this following months, or the first time we pay a vendor in the following periods, then our accounts should be set up well, and we can do this kind of more in a without thinking type of mode. So we'll say okay, because thinking, and then we'll close this out. I'm going to highlight this and say that's done. Next we have the Pizza Kitchen. Same thing, we're going to go back over here and say that happened on the 7th, ++, and this is an E, and I should just be able to type it in there. If I select the drop down or drop up, or whichever way it decides to go, we could find it there. We could just type in Pizza Kitchen, and there it is for us. It populates everything automatically, which is nice. 103 is the dollar amount, and it's going to the correct account, or the account that we decided on last time at least, and therefore it's good for us. Then we're going to see what the next item is, and it looks like the corner pub. So we broke that out separately, remember, but we've already set that in place. And therefore, we're just going to say that this is E. We'll just call it, again, we could select the drop up and find it, or just type it in, corner pub. Amount 60, and then entertainment, already going to the correct account. Much easier on the second month to enter the data once entered for the first month. Next we've got the red cross. That could be something that we want to track. That's why it's red for tax purposes. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to make sure that we have this information so we can give a nice report for the tax preparer at the end of the year and have them save us as much money as possible. So we're going to say that this will be a vendor of American Red Cross. American, there it is, right there. Everything's set up. It's going to be going there automatically. 130 is the amount, already going to the correct account. So that is good to go. Next item we're going to say is the Save the Children. Same scenario. So we're just going to go back over here. This happened on the 10th. And we're going to say, and again, the ordering is obviously very similar to the prior month in our example. The ordering might be different, but our habits, even on the personal side, will probably be much the same. So the restaurants we go to, the places we go, probably be pretty similar. And that's one of the things you can derive how similar we are once we start tracking the data of what we do. So we're going to say, all right, that's going to be 140. And then enter that. And so we found that item. And then Amazon is the next one. So we're just going to type in that happened Amazon on the 11th. That's going to be for an E, and we'll type in Amazon. That's the one, and that's for 45. And if I miskey anything or miss anything, we will find it on the bank reconciliation, which is nice. That's what it's for. It's going to the account we've set up, Amazon account. So that's kind of our general tracking that we're tracking there. If we want more detail on what we bought, we'd have to go to Amazon under that method. If we wanted to check that out, what we actually bought and broke it out, then that would be a more specific method. Just depends how much time we want to put in to the versus the detail we're going to get from the information we are putting together. Next, we have Audible, and so that's going to be the last one we're going to record here. Audibles, the audio books, and so we're going to say Audible, E, Audible, tab 15, and that's it. Just going to say enter, and now we've got that information in place. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that and take a look at the reports so far. Make sure we didn't mess the date up. Go to reports, company and financial, and go down to the balance sheet. Change that date range up top from 01/01/20 to 12/31/20, and OK. So now we've got our checking account. If we double click on that checking account, we'll see this new information that we've entered down here for the month of February. If we double click any of that items, we'll get to the checking account information to the individual checks. Closing that out. We haven't really done anything else to the balance sheet accounts. The equity will roll over from net income. Let's take a look at the net income on the profit and loss or income statement report by go into reports drop down, company and financial, profit and loss standard. That's the one we want. Changing the date range from 01/01/20 to, let's make this 02/29/20. And so this is what we have so far for the year. And we've been entering the new information, the new accounts down here. So we've got the sit down restaurants. This one we've added something to. So we have that. So we have this data. Now we might want to see a comparison. We could say, okay, what happened so far for the 2 months? Does it make sense? Does everything look right? And so here's what we have on the comparison so far. Obviously, we haven't entered all of the data, but you can see here's what we've got in February. Looks like it's at least going to the correct month, which is nice. Charitable, entertainment, and the sit down. So we'll continue entering this data next time. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.